Let's move on to the 8-3 Tennessee Titans taking on the 7-4 New England Patriots. The Titans are coming off of a shocking loss to the Texans. Nobody saw that coming, and then the Patriots are coming off of a 25-0 blowout against the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. So, with that being said, Burge, I know you're super excited about this. I'm gonna let you go first because you're the resident Patriots fan. So, let's get your take on this.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to Sunday. It's a big matchup in the AFC in terms of playoff implications. Obviously, we saw Thursday night New England go into Atlanta, win 25-0 down there. Score was a little bit skewed with how the game went due to a late pick six in that game. It's a little bit of what we expected in a Thursday night game. It was a little bit ugly, at least in terms of the Patriots offense. The Patriots defense showed up, played basically as well as they've been playing over this stretch against the lowly Falcons, who had just come off an absolute blowout loss the week before. Nothing really impressed me with what the Patriots offense did, but they were efficient. Outside of the Mac Jones taking a shot down the field and a good play by Terrell for an interception, they were relatively protecting the ball and moving it. They did only score one offensive touchdown, but again, we expected that. Going into Thursday Night Football, Tennessee laid an absolute egg against the Texans. I think we saw a lot of what it could very well be for the Titans with having to put the game on Tannehill's back. I think he threw for 4 interceptions in this game against the Texans, and the Tennessee this they need to get right in this game, or you're looking down at the Indianapolis Colts, who were one of the hottest teams in the AFC as well. So. That being said, I think New England's going to come out, basically play the exact formula that they've been playing over this win streak that they've had. They're going to run the ball. They're going to efficiently throw it. They're going to play sound defense. They're going to key in on, pressuring Ryan Tannehill, try to get him to make some of the same mistakes he was making last week against the Texans. I do like the Patriots to win this game, but I do believe it's going to be closer than, the sports books are saying. The Patriots are 6-point favorites right now at home against the Titans. I mean, the Titans are still the number one seed in the AFC. So they deserve some respect. I do believe this is going to be a close game. The Vrabel factor scares me a little bit. The history with Vrabel's Titans playing against the Patriots has not always gone well for the Patriots. Obviously, the playoff loss a few years ago in Brady's last game. And they have beat them. I think they played them that regular season too, and they beat them as well. So give me the Patriots to win, but I like the Titans to cover in this game. I think it's going to be a field goal, 4-point game. Parker has picked the Titans in this game, so that kind of swayed me a little bit because I think he's thinking that this is going to be a closer game than the sports books are thinking.
Yeah, and Puma, let me jump in here real quick, and Burge, like I don't know, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid too much here, Burge, but I don't think this is gonna be a close game at all, man. I think this is going to be a double-digit win for the Patriots just because I just don't trust Ryan Tannehill. I mean, he threw 4 interceptions the other night, and with this defense and the Patriots and how well they're playing, I expect for them to get these 2 turnovers on Sunday. If you look at all the statistical categories for the Patriots, they're between 1 and 4, throughout the league in regards to defense. So they've got a top 5 defense. They're clicking all cylinders. It's looking great. That running attack is starting to morph into, its own as well. The offensive line is providing decent protection, much better than it did in the beginning of the year. And obviously it's going to come down to Mac Jones and how well he plays, right? It's going to come down to, can he manage the game? Can he make those few key throws? Which I think he probably will be able to, and we'll see how it pans out on Sunday. But I actually feel no nervousness about this game at all. I understand Mike Vrabel is a good coach, but at the end of the day, it's in New England. It is Bill Belichick and that coaching staff, and I feel fairly confident about this game on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, before you go, Puma, I just want to hit one thing here. The one thing that scares me is how Thursday night with the blitzing that the Falcons did, and they were able to get through to Jones on a few occasions, and I'm worried that Vrabel's going to scheme something up on defense that is going to confuse the rookie, Mac Jones, and confuse the offensive line of the Patriots with the blitzing. I think there was one play in that game against Atlanta where I think it was Duron Harmon basically came right up the gut on Mac Jones. Mac Jones made a great play, stayed in there, got the throw out, great throw, and positive play. But against a better team, that and they start scheming those types of blitzes into their game plan, it does concern me a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that on Thursday where they brought those blitzes from the second level and they brought those stunt blitzes in. And I don't know enough about. I don't watch breaking down film like other people do. I don't know enough if that's a offensive line issue or a Mac Jones issue.
Right.
It's something that I have to keep an eye on. I just don't expect it to be 2 weeks in a row that they've had 10 days that Josh McDaniels and Mac Jones aren't going to be able to sit down and be like, all right, well, listen, this is probably what's going to be happening. I'm sure Mike Vrabel and his coaching staff are reviewing this video. They're gonna bring the same blitzes. Now we'll be prepared for it. You feel me? And if they can't, then
absolutely.
it's concerning. It's concerning if in 2 weeks in a row you can't fix those mistakes. You feel me?
Oh, 100% agree with you on that. Yep.
All right, y'all good?
We got it out of the way.
Okay, all right, sweet.
You
Okay.
don't agree with my double-digit win number?
No, I mean, really just, from a betting perspective, this game opened up as of last night, I should say, it was 5.5 as in Tennessee as an underdog. And then that started getting steamed up to, at one point it was 6.5. Some books had it hitting 7 at times. So there was a lot of money going on New England, and it was just driving the point spread up. Right now it's settled between 6.5, depending on what sports book you're looking at here. I'm going to be the contrarian here, and just because I'm contrarian by nature, and two, just look at what Tennessee has done as an underdog over the course of the season, where they've won outright, they've beaten the Rams, they've beaten the Buffalo Bills, like they were kind of on like a scorched earth policy against teams when they were underdogs, not only just against the spread, but straight up and just outright winning the game. Bud Dupree, though, being on injured reserve for the Tennessee Titans is going to be a bit of a problem. I think they're going to start double teaming Justin Simmons a little bit more. He started to show himself as a beast against the Los Angeles Rams, but then, he kind of really wasn't anywhere to be found against the Houston Texans. And that's kind of saying something because Houston really didn't do a whole lot on offense, but I mean, Tennessee's going to have to figure something out to generate production because they just released Adrian Peterson. They just called up a running back from the practice squad because Jeremy McNichols is still out. He's on injured reserve. Deontay Foreman is right now running back one. Julio Jones, I think, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he's on injured reserve right now with the hamstring. So we saw this against the Atlanta Falcons where Bill just schemed out, Kyle Pitts because he was really the only person there that was able to function on the offense. You got to figure Bill's going to scheme out A.J. Brown. So who is Tannehill going to be throwing to? Are we going to see Tannehill maybe run a little bit more, scramble out the pocket, generate some yards, moving the chains with his legs? But, I mean, some of these other guys are going to have to step up, and I bet they really wish they had Josh Reynolds back on the team instead of releasing him outright before the trade deadline. But, all that being said, just gut instinct here. I'm taking Tennessee to cover the 6.5, depending on what book you're looking at, and call me the damn the torpedoes guy, but I think Tennessee's going to win the game.